Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football and welcome to another Champions League Fantasy Update video. In this one, we're going to be discussing the best transfer tips for Matchday 8. Which players should we be getting in? I'm going to be talking about 3-4 players, maybe a full team, and also talking about the players that obviously will be transferred out, some that got suspended in the last game. So that is what we'll be covering today. Expect more videos in terms of team selection, best limitless video, team selection, and all that later on in the week. But in this one, let's focus on transfer tips. And let's start by talking about Pavard, because he got sent off against PSG, and around 7% of you had him in the team. So you will be needing to take him out. So the first option is to go directly to another Bayern Munich defender, but I'm not sure. I'm hearing I think it's called Stanisic. He can play. I'm not sure about his name, but I'm sure it's something like that. He could play because they're turning into like a back three, and they've been playing well with that back three. But ideally, you'd like a Cancelo or Alphonso Davies or something like that. But the rotation is a massive risk always. I don't like when I have players and they get subbed off at halftime like Cancelo in the last game. That cost all of us a clean sheet. So that is always a massive problem. So personally, if I had Pavard, I would not go directly to another Bayern Munich defender or PSG defender in the same game. I would go for this team, Napoli. Many of us already have Di Lorenzo in the team, or many of you already have Di Lorenzo in the team. But Napoli's defense has been incredible, especially the last few weeks. 5 clean sheets in a row, and 4 of them have been away from home. So many of you already had Di Lorenzo, but what about the rest of the defense? Oliveira, Romani, and Kim as well. All those guys you can see on screen could be great options for double up. Now, Napoli last week only conceded 1 shot on target against Frankfurt, and that was away in Germany. So this time, Frankfurt are heading to Italy, where Napoli are very strong, and I would actually expect them to keep a clean sheet in that one as well. So all those guys you can see on screen, all those defenders, you can have a double up on them, and I think it would work out for you. Alongside Di Lorenzo, because many people will still get the Di Lorenzo clean sheet because he's owned by like 20% right now. So a lot of people will get his clean sheet if he does keep a clean sheet. So if you have a double up on them, that will definitely be a lot more beneficial. So Kim could be an option. Romani could be an option as well, and Oliveira. Like 2 of them are owned by literally 0%, and the other one is owned by like 1%. So there are massive differentials. A lot of people have Di Lorenzo, and a couple of other people have their goalkeeper, but not many people have the other 3 defenders in the team. So that could be a good thing to do in terms of replacing Pavard. And also, if you don't have Pavard and you're looking for other defenders, those are the guys you can go for. It doesn't necessarily have to be if your player is suspended or anything. Remember, you have 3 transfers this week, and you have to use all 3 of them this week. If you don't, they're going to disappear. You only they don't get carried over to the next round, unfortunately, the knockout round. So you only have 3 transfers this match day, and you have to use all of them. If you don't want to use all of them, you're going to lose them. You can't carry them over to the next round. So the other players you can take out: AC Milan, Tottenham defenders. Maybe they're playing against each other. Didn't really work out last time out, apart from Theo Hernandez, who I had in my team. Maybe if you want to take out Perisic or Theo Hernandez, if you feel like Tottenham will be strong at home, any of those guys you can take out. So I'd be willing to bring in a Napoli defender, double up, or maybe even double up on Benfica as well. So Napoli is the first transfer tip I'm going to give you in terms of taking out Pavard or just replacing any of your defenders. Number 2, I'm going to talk about not necessarily any player to take out, but player that you can bring in. And I'm going to talk about Riyad Mahrez. He obviously scored against Leipzig last time out away from home. He's absolutely incredible in the Champions League for Man City. I mean, he could have had more points. He's missed 2 penalties this season for Man City in the Champions League, I think against Dortmund and against, there's another away game. He missed a penalty. He missed 2 penalties in the group stage, and none that really cost them. They still went through. But against Leipzig at home, I think the last time they played them, it was like a 6-3 win at the Etihad for them against Leipzig. So it's going to be an open game. And Mahrez loves playing in the Champions League. He always scores in the Champions League. And despite missing those penalties, he's still taking the penalties, especially if Haaland is not on the pitch. Or even if Haaland is on the pitch, sometimes Mahrez does take the penalties anyway. So that could be a great option as well. And against Leipzig at home, Haaland obviously disappointed last time out. Some people would want to take him out. Personally, I wouldn't. But if they score 3-4 goals, you want to double up on them because many people will still have Haaland. So Mahrez is a good option as well. And in the Premier League as well, he's doing good. he played in the FA Cup for Man City. So we have to wait and see whether he's going to play in the Premier League against Newcastle over the weekend. If he doesn't get subbed off early, that shows he's going to start against Leipzig. But even if he doesn't, I'd still expect him to play against Leipzig. They still have a couple of games between now and the time they play against Leipzig at home. I do expect Man City to win that game, so Mahrez could be a good option as well. So that is a midfielder. Is going to cost 9.8 million. Is currently owned by only 6%. But I'm going to go back to Napoli once again and talk about Lozano. I want to talk about Zielinski as well. You're going to touch on Zielinski as well. But Lozano is going to cost you 6.3 million. Is currently owned by only 1%. He won the Man of the Match award in the last game against Frankfurt. He took 2 shots in that game. He hit the crossbar. He obviously assisted a goal in that match as well. And Man of the Match too. And in total that game, Napoli took 18 shots. That was away from home against Frankfurt. This time they're going to Italy to play Napoli at Napoli's backyard. So that is going to be very interesting. They already lead 2-0. I feel like Napoli are going to run right again. I feel like they're going to score 3 or 4 goals. And Lozano is one of those players that I've always wanted in my team, but the problem is throughout the season, through the group stage, the rotation was too much. Like today it could be Raspadori, tomorrow it's Lozano, the next day Zielinski playing on the right side or on the left side. Kvaratskhelia starts on the left side, another player comes on, Simeone starts up front. Like the rotation up front in the 3-4 positions up front is too much. But Lozano after the last couple, and he played really well against Frankfurt last time he started and played like around 80 minutes. If he does the same, you would expect him to get a goal contribution, an assist or a goal, or maybe even both. That is how good he is. I watched him in the World Cup playing for Mexico. I think he did okay, but let's see if he's going to start. But that is an option as well. In case you want 4 Napoli players, if you only have like 2 right now, I'd be very ready to bring on another 2, a midfielder and a defender. I feel like they're going to win that game comfortably. But if you don't, you can also go for Zielinski, the one that we know about a lot. He played all 90 minutes against Frankfurt the other day. He'll play in a deeper position, but already this season he has a couple of assists, and I think he scored already this season as well. He does get forward. He does chip in with the goals as well. The penalties as well. Kvaratskhelia missed the penalty last time. Zielinski has taken a couple of penalties this season and scored them. Osimhen could take it as well, so it's great to have like 2 or 3 of their options just to be safe. It's quite good to have 3 or 4 of their options so that points can come from anywhere, literally. So those are my picks for transfer tips. Can go for Napoli defense, Napoli midfield, and also talks about Mahrez. I want to talk about Real Madrid, but I feel like that game is already done. They could just take it easy and have it 0-0 by halftime and sub off their best players. So I wouldn't really go to that direction. I'm going for the games that are still tight, and the teams that are at home, like Napoli, that will still want to win 3 or 4 goals. So those are the ones I'm picking on. Let me know which ones you're going to go for. As of now, thank you for watching, and I'll definitely catch up with you on the next one.